Morning, you guys. Mr. West here. Super, super, super peaceful this morning. Southern Oregon weather right here. So, what's been going on with you guys? How's everything been? For me, it's been good. I'm just thinking about how how much changes have happened over these last 7 months. I'm almost 7 months alcohol free. On the 19th of this month, I'll be 7 months. But yeah, man, in all this time, I've started a YouTube channel, and there's been a lot of growth on this channel, I'd say. I'm in, I'm at a place kind of right now where I feel like I'm at a bit of a standstill, but you know, I've learned how to do thumbnails pretty good and titles, and I've learned how to capture attention if I really want to. What I'm working on these days is my retention. YouTube says I have no trouble getting attention, but keeping it is the problem, and I know why. I speak slowly and deliberately. I've tried to use like scripts and things like that I've written down, but there's just something about trying to read something on camera. You just sound, it doesn't sound natural. Like I like the way that I talk. I know not everybody does, but I do. Um, I put out a video, I think, yesterday. That was one of the ones that I made a couple months ago. That was a script reading one. I think it was about trusting yourself, me trusting myself. I tell you what, I trust myself these days. Every single day, I do what I say I'm going to do. And I've learned not to put too much on myself, right? That's pretty smart. If you don't put too much on yourself, you're more likely to accomplish it. And it's just like when I first started working out again, too. When I started doing the push ups, I started off with the goal in mind to just do five. And I'd heard that suggestion somewhere. Start off with the goal of just to do five. And then once you're down there, your brain's going to be like, I'm already here, so you'll do more. And if you can't do five, obviously start with one. But no, I started this channel. I started my other channel on purpose, OG Mr. West. That one used to be the Push Ups channel. And I changed the name on that one because I'm doing basically backyard workouts silently, and I don't want to do just push ups. I would like to build the rest of my body. And no, I don't think I'm shredded. I don't use fake weights. Um, Somebody made a comment like that. It was like, fake weights, thinks he's shredded, built like a stick. And the last part was true. I certainly am built like a stick. But I'll tell you what, I'm sticking with it. I bought a pull-up bar the other day, like I mentioned, and I've been doing those every day. And I just treat it just the same way as anything else. If I want to get good at something, I start off with a goal in mind that I can do, and I build the foundation. Um, like with the pull-ups, I'm doing a lot of what's called negatives, where you'll get yourself up there and then you'll just slowly bring yourself down. And I do a lot of half reps. I learned a lot of that from Jesse Pollock. He's got a channel. I think his handle is like at Sucka Free or something like that. He's a really, really cool guy. And he knows what he's talking about with the half reps. And the reason why I mentioned that is because on my other channel, where it was the push-ups channel, my main focus was full range everything, right? And, over time, you see proof somewhere and you can have a belief or an idea or something like that. But when you see proof that something is true, you can keep believing what you want all you want, but you're kind of being stubborn. That's what I would have continued being stubborn if I would have um, continued thinking that full range was the only way to go, right? There are things that have function that I don't know about. And that's how that was. I knew about full range push-ups and I knew about the value of push-ups and things like that. What I didn't know was the value of doing half reps of things. When you're first starting out on something, um, you start off with smaller weights. So it makes sense that if you can't do a full pull-up, that you would do half range ones, you know. Hopefully your goal is to be able to do full range pull-ups, full range push-ups, full range whatever it is that you're doing, right? And that kind of just makes me think of too, like sobriety. You have a idea in mind when you want to quit drinking. Well, the idea is to quit drinking, right? Um, but I would say to the new person to kind of look at that statement in different angles. Like quitting drinking, you can look at it like your whole life process. Like you could look at your whole life in front of you and be like, I'm quitting drinking forever, right? Or you could break it up into smaller pieces and say, I'm not drinking just today. You might not have enough trust in yourself or confidence and stuff to be able to wrap your mind around that and then let alone, make it happen. But you can look at a day or even break it down smaller if you need to, down to an hour, even to a minute, right? Those are those half reps. And those are very important. And they still strengthen you and they still build you you would more than you would think, because you would think that the big things are what matter most. But all of the big things are made of the small things. Everybody knows that. We forget it, but we know it. Okay. Our day is made of, hours and minutes and seconds. Your body is made of, bones and then muscles and then smaller things. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know a lot of things about the body. But what I'm saying is somebody asked me a question years ago, when I was first thinking of quitting drinking, actually. And they had said to me, well, how do you eat a whale? They say you eat it one spoonful at a time, one bite at a time. And so whenever I'm starting something new, or yeah, whenever I'm starting something new, I look at it as I've not done this before. So I need to start small. And I look at it with the intention that I want to be able to do this for a really long time. And so, like when I was younger, I would always do everything full force. And I would always end up paying the price for that. If I went full on into a workout and I hadn't done it in a while, then I would be sore and I wouldn't do it again for a while. Me being 41 now, I know the value of just doing just below where it starts to hurt. And if you're like an elite athlete and stuff like that, obviously you have a whole different regimen than a 41-year-old man who is trying to get himself back into shape after having been drinking most of his life. But for a man like that, if you're a man like that, like me, there's a lot of value in just starting small so that you can continue with it. And, I'm learning that with my YouTube channel. I'm not good at this. But I've learned that when I'm myself and I'm authentic and I just speak about what comes to mind. I feel better when I do it. And because it feels good, I'm more likely to do this longer. But when I try to like read scripts or, just speak about something just because I feel like I need to do a video or something like that, then it's not going to come off as natural, and it's not as enjoyable to make. Like this is very enjoyable to make. I'm on my back porch. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny Southern Oregon day. I mean, listen to the birds chirping and everything, right? And I'm getting ready to go to work right now. But I just wanted to stop and talk with you guys for a moment about what was on my mind and see how you guys were. What's going on with you? Let me know how your week has been. How you been doing on your sobriety? Is there anything else that you've been working on that you're proud to say, you know what, I've been working on this all week and here's where I'm at. And I'm proud of that. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day on purpose, okay? God bless you. I'm out of here.